Now we will talk about origins of samurai. Introduction to samurai. 1. Definition and origin. The samurai were a distinct class of warriors in feudal Japan, revered for their exceptional martial abilities, strict adherence to a code of ethics, and unwavering loyalty to their feudal lords, or daimyo. They were easily identifiable by their unique armor, distinctive helmets kabuto, and the iconic two swords daisho they carried, the katana and wakizashi. Etymology. The word samurai originates from the Japanese verb saburo, meaning to serve, or to attend upon. Initially, it referred to the armed retainers who served the aristocracy. Over centuries, the term evolved to specifically denote the warrior class that became central to Japanese society and governance. Early origins. The early roots of the samurai can be traced back to the Heian period 794–1185, a time when the central power of the imperial court began to decline. During this era, powerful regional clans started to emerge, necessitating the formation of a warrior class to protect their interests and territories. These early samurai were provincial warriors who served noble families and engaged in local skirmishes to defend their lord's lands. The rise of these warrior bands laid the foundation for the samurai class, which would become increasingly significant in Japanese history. 2. Historical context and time period. Heian period 794–1185. This period marked the early formation of the samurai class. The decline of the imperial court's power led to the rise of powerful regional clans such as the Taira and Minamoto. These clans began to employ warrior bands for protection and territorial expansion, setting the stage for the emergence of the samurai. The Heian period saw the first significant military engagements involving samurai, such as the Genpei War 1180–1185, which culminated in the establishment of the Kamakura shogunate. Kamakura period 1185–1333. The establishment of the Kamakura shogunate by Minamoto no Yoritomo in 1192 marked a pivotal turning point for the samurai. The shogunate centralized military power and formalized the samurai's role as the ruling class. Samurai were granted land and privileges in exchange for their military service, solidifying their status and influence. The Kamakura period also saw the development of a samurai code of conduct, which emphasized loyalty, honor, and martial prowess. Muromachi period 1336–1573. During the Muromachi period, the Ashikaga shogunate presided over a feudal system where samurai loyalty was crucial for maintaining order. However, the period was marked by internal strife and the rise of powerful regional lords daimyo. Samurai often found themselves engaged in civil wars and territorial disputes, further entrenching their importance in Japanese politics and society. The Anan War 1467–1477 exemplified the chaos of this era, leading to the Sengoku period, characterized by nearly constant warfare among rival daimyo. Sengoku period 1467–1603, known as the Warring States period. This era was characterized by nearly constant warfare among rival daimyo. Samurai played a pivotal role in these conflicts, with their skills and loyalty determining the outcomes of battles. The unification efforts of leaders like Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and Tokugawa Ieyasu eventually brought an end to the chaos and laid the groundwork for a unified Japan. The Battle of Sekigahara in 1600 was a decisive moment, leading to the establishment of the Tokugawa shogunate. Edo period 1603–1868. The Tokugawa shogunate established a period of relative peace and stability, transforming the role of the samurai. With fewer wars to fight, many samurai took on administrative and bureaucratic roles, serving as officials in the shogunate's government. The samurai class became more hierarchical, with strict regulations governing their conduct and responsibilities. Despite their martial heritage, many samurai adapted to civilian life, pursuing intellectual, artistic, and economic endeavors. The peace of the Edo period allowed for the flourishing of samurai culture, including the tea ceremony, calligraphy, and literature. Meiji Restoration 1868. The Meiji Restoration marked the end of the samurai era. As Japan modernized and adopted Western military practices, the samurai class was officially abolished in 1876. Former samurai were encouraged to integrate into the new society, with some becoming part of the modern military, while others pursued careers in business, education, and government. The legacy of the samurai, however, continued to influence Japanese culture and values. The Meiji government introduced conscription, effectively ending the samurai's monopoly on military service. Despite this, the ideals of Bushido continued to inspire the Japanese military and society. 3. Role in Japanese society. Military role. The primary function of the samurai was as warriors. They were trained in various martial arts, including swordsmanship, kenjutsu, archery, kyudo, horseback riding, beijutsu, and later, the use of firearms. Samurai were the military elite, leading armies in battle and defending their lord's territories. Their skills and tactics evolved over centuries, adapting to changing technologies and combat styles. Notable samurai, such as Miyamoto Musashi, became legendary for their combat prowess and strategic acumen. Political role. Beyond their military duties, samurai often held significant political power. High-ranking samurai, such as daimyo and shogun, governed large domains and wielded considerable influence over the country's affairs. Samurai served as administrators, judges, and advisors, helping to maintain law and order. They played crucial roles in the formulation and implementation of policies, shaping the political landscape of feudal Japan. The bakufu, or shogunate government, relied heavily on samurai for governance and enforcement of laws. Social status. Samurai occupied a prestigious position in the social hierarchy, just below the ruling shogun and daimyo but above commoners such as farmers, artisans, and merchants. Samurai status was typically hereditary, with families passing down their titles and lands through generations. This social standing came with both privileges and responsibilities, including the duty to uphold the honor and reputation of their family and lord. Samurai were expected to adhere to the Bushido Code, which emphasized values such as loyalty, honor, and discipline. Cultural influence. The culture of the samurai deeply influenced Japanese society. The Bushido Code, which emphasized virtues like loyalty, honor, and discipline, became a guiding principle for samurai behavior. This code of conduct was not only a set of ethical guidelines but also a way of life, shaping the samurai's identity and actions. The values of Bushido permeated various aspects of Japanese culture, including literature, art, and theater, leaving a lasting legacy. Samurai were also patrons of the arts, supporting the development of traditional Japanese crafts and performing arts. Economic role. During the Edo period, as Japan enjoyed relative peace, many samurai found themselves transitioning from warriors to bureaucrats and land managers. They oversaw agricultural estates, collected taxes, and ensured the smooth functioning of local economies. The economic role of the samurai evolved further during the Meiji Restoration, as they adapted to new societal roles in a rapidly modernizing Japan. Many former samurai contributed to the industrial and commercial development of the country, leveraging their education and skills in new ways. Some samurai families successfully transitioned into the modern business world, establishing companies and enterprises that would shape Japan's economic future. Now let's talk about Samurai Code of Conduct, Bushido. 1. Meaning and principles. Meaning. Bushido, translating to the way of the warrior, is the code of moral principles that the samurai were expected to observe. It represents a composite of various philosophical and spiritual influences, including Zen Buddhism, Confucianism, and Shintoism. Bushido emphasized loyalty, martial arts mastery, and honor unto death. It was a way of life that dictated every action and decision of a samurai, focusing on how to live and die honorably. Philosophical roots. Zen Buddhism. Zen Buddhism taught the samurai to approach life with a sense of calm and mindfulness. This helped them maintain composure in the face of danger and focus on the present moment during battle. Zen practices, such as meditation, zazen, were essential for cultivating a tranquil mind and enhancing their martial skills. Confucianism. Confucian principles emphasized filial piety, loyalty, and the importance of social harmony. These principles guided the samurai in their duties to their lord, family, and society. Confucianism stressed the importance of ethical behavior, respect for hierarchy, and the cultivation of virtuous character. Shintoism. Shinto beliefs in the spiritual significance of nature and the veneration of ancestors influenced the samurai's respect for their heritage and the land they protected. Shinto rituals and practices fostered a sense of connection to the divine and reinforced the samurai's commitment to their ancestral traditions. Principles. The principles of Bushido were not written as a formal code until much later, but they were transmitted through generations of samurai families and schools of thought. Central to Bushido is the idea that a samurai's life is devoted to duty and service, particularly to their lord and clan. This devotion is to be maintained with unwavering loyalty and the utmost integrity. The principles also underscore the importance of a calm mind and a focus on personal and martial development. Duty and loyalty. The samurai's foremost duty was to their lord. This loyalty was absolute, requiring the samurai to prioritize their lord's needs above their own, even to the point of sacrificing their lives. Samurai were bound by a deep sense of duty that permeated all aspects of their existence, from the battlefield to daily life. Integrity and honor. The integrity of a samurai was reflected in their actions, decisions, and the way they lived their lives. Maintaining honor was paramount, and a samurai would go to great lengths to protect their reputation. Honor was considered more valuable than life itself, and any loss of honor required atonement. Courage and composure. Courage was not just about physical bravery but also the inner strength to face moral and ethical challenges. The samurai's training in Zen Buddhism helped them maintain composure and clarity of mind in all situations. Courage allowed samurai to act decisively and face dangers with calm resolve. Self-discipline and improvement. Continuous self-improvement and discipline were critical. Whether through martial arts training, intellectual pursuits, or spiritual practice, a samurai constantly sought to better themselves. Self-discipline extended to all areas of life, including diet, exercise, and mental fortitude. 2. Virtues of Bushido. Righteousness. This virtue emphasizes the importance of justice and moral righteousness. A samurai must be fair and uphold justice, even at personal cost. Righteousness involves making the right decisions and standing by them, regardless of external pressures. Moral integrity. A samurai's sense of righteousness was rooted in a deep moral integrity that guided their actions. They were expected to distinguish right from wrong and act accordingly, without succumbing to personal gain or fear. Righteousness demanded a steadfast commitment to ethical conduct in all aspects of life. Upholding justice. Righteousness required samurai to be just and fair in their judgments, whether in battle, governance, or personal interactions. This ensured that their actions were respected and trusted by others. Upholding justice meant protecting the weak and ensuring fairness in all dealings. Courage. Courage is essential for a warrior, but it is not simply physical bravery. It includes the courage to act rightly and to uphold one's convictions. This virtue encourages samurai to face challenges and dangers without fear, reflecting the deeper strength of character. Facing fear. Samurai were trained to confront their fears and act decisively. This courage extended beyond the battlefield to moral dilemmas and personal challenges. Facing fear required a deep understanding of oneself and a willingness to embrace vulnerability. Moral fortitude. True courage involved the inner strength to remain steadfast in one's principles, even when faced with difficult choices or potential repercussions. Moral fortitude meant standing up for what was right, regardless of the consequences. Benevolence. Benevolence or compassion is the desire to do good and to help others. Samurai were expected to show mercy and kindness, protecting the weak and acting with a sense of humanity. Benevolence tempered their martial abilities with a sense of responsibility towards society. Compassionate leadership. Samurai were encouraged to be compassionate leaders, caring for their subordinates and the people under their protection. Compassionate leadership involved understanding the needs and concerns of others and acting in their best interests. Acts of kindness. Benevolence was demonstrated through acts of kindness, such as helping those in need, showing mercy to defeated enemies, and supporting community welfare. Acts of kindness were seen as expressions of a samurai's humanity and moral strength. Respect. Respect and courtesy are integral to Bushido. Samurai were taught to treat others with respect, regardless of their status. This includes showing respect to enemies, reflecting the samurai's inner discipline and ethical integrity. Etiquette and manners. Proper etiquette and manners were essential aspects of a samurai's behavior. They were expected to conduct themselves with dignity and grace in all interactions. Etiquette extended to all areas of life, including communication, dining, and social interactions. Mutual respect. Respect extended to peers, subordinates, and even adversaries. This mutual respect fostered a sense of honor and dignity among samurai and within society. Mutual respect created a harmonious and respectful environment. Honesty. Honesty and sincerity were crucial virtues. Samurai were expected to be truthful in their words and actions, reflecting a deeper commitment to integrity. Deception and dishonesty were seen as dishonorable and contrary to the warrior's way. Truthfulness. A samurai's word was their bond. They were expected to be honest and straightforward, without deceit or manipulation. Truthfulness was considered a reflection of one's character and integrity. Sincerity in actions. Honesty extended to actions, ensuring that a samurai's conduct was genuine and aligned with their spoken commitments. Sincerity in actions meant acting with authenticity and transparency. Honor. Honor is the guiding principle of a samurai's life. A samurai's honor was paramount and had to be maintained through right action and reputation. Dishonor could lead to social ostracism or the need to atone through seppuku, ritual suicide. Reputation and legacy. A samurai's honor was reflected in their reputation and the legacy they left behind. Maintaining honor was a lifelong commitment that shaped their actions and decisions. A samurai's legacy was a testament to their honor and character. Seppuku, harakiri. In extreme cases, samurai who faced dishonor or failure could choose to restore their honor through seppuku, a ritual suicide. This act demonstrated their commitment to Bushido and their willingness to take responsibility for their actions. Seppuku was seen as a dignified and honorable way to atone for one's mistakes. Loyalty. Loyalty to one's lord, family, and clan was a fundamental aspect of Bushido. A samurai's loyalty was expected to be absolute, often taking precedence over personal interests or even life itself. This loyalty extended beyond death, reflecting the depth of a samurai's commitment. Feudal allegiance. Samurai were bound by a feudal allegiance to their lord, pledging unwavering loyalty and service. This bond was considered sacred and unbreakable. Feudal allegiance meant prioritizing the needs and commands of one's lord above all else. Familial loyalty. Loyalty also extended to family and clan, ensuring the preservation of honor and the continuation of traditions and responsibilities across generations. Familial loyalty fostered strong bonds and a sense of duty towards one's kin. 3. Comparison with European chivalry. Origins and influences. Both Bushido and European chivalry emerged in feudal societies where warriors played a crucial role. However, Bushido was influenced by Japanese philosophies such as Zen Buddhism, Shintoism, and Confucianism, while chivalry was shaped by Christian ethics and the feudal system of medieval Europe. Bushido influences. Bushido was influenced by Zen Buddhism's emphasis on mindfulness and inner peace, Confucianism's focus on social harmony and duty, and Shintoism's reverence for nature and ancestors. These influences shaped the spiritual and ethical dimensions of Bushido. Chivalry influences. Chivalry was deeply rooted in Christian teachings, emphasizing virtues like piety, humility, and service. The feudal system, with its hierarchical structure and lord-vassal relationships, also played a significant role in shaping the chivalric code. Core virtues and principles. While both codes emphasized honor, loyalty, and martial prowess, the specific virtues and their interpretations varied. Bushido's virtues include righteousness, courage, benevolence, respect, honesty, honor, and loyalty. In contrast, chivalry emphasized faith, humility, courtesy, valor, and protection of the weak. Bushido virtues. Bushido's virtues were rooted in a combination of philosophical, spiritual, and ethical principles. The emphasis was on living a life of integrity, compassion, and unwavering commitment to duty. Chivalric virtues. Chivalric virtues were heavily influenced by Christian values, highlighting the importance of faith, humility, and service to others. The chivalric knight was expected to be a protector of the weak and a champion of justice. Social roles and expectations. Both samurai and knights were expected to serve as protectors and uphold their respective codes of conduct. Samurai were bound to their daimyo, feudal lord, and were part of a rigid class system, while knights served their liege lord and adhered to a similar feudal hierarchy. Samurai social role. Samurai were part of a hereditary warrior class, with their status and responsibilities passed down through generations. They were expected to serve their daimyo loyally and protect their domains. Knightly social role. Knights were granted land and titles by their liege lord in exchange for military service. They were expected to defend their lord's interests and maintain order within their territories. Rituals and practices. Both traditions involved various rituals and practices to reinforce their values and identities. For samurai, these included tea ceremonies, martial arts training, and Zen practices. Knights participated in tournaments, courtly love traditions, and religious ceremonies. The rituals of both groups served to reinforce their identities and values. Samurai rituals. Samurai engaged in tea ceremonies, chano-yu martial arts practice such as kendo and kyudo, and meditation, zazen, to cultivate discipline, focus, and mindfulness. These rituals were integral to their personal and martial development. Knightly rituals. Knights participated in jousting tournaments, courtly love practices, and religious ceremonies, such as knighthood ceremonies and crusades, to demonstrate their valor, loyalty, and piety. These rituals reinforced their chivalric ideals and social status. Perceptions of death and honor. Bushido has a unique approach to death, where a samurai could restore honor through seppuku. This ritual suicide was seen as an ultimate expression of loyalty and honor. In contrast, while knights valued honor highly, there was no equivalent practice in chivalry. Knights were often expected to die in battle or defend their honor through duels. Samurai death and honor. Samurai viewed death as an opportunity to demonstrate their unwavering commitment to Bushido. Seppuku was a dignified way to atone for failure or restore lost honor, reflecting the deep significance of personal integrity. The act of seppuku was surrounded by strict rituals, emphasizing the gravity and solemnity of the occasion. Knightly death and honor. Knights were expected to face death bravely in battle, defending their lord, land, and faith. Honor was preserved through valorous deeds, loyal service, and adherence to chivalric principles. While knights did not have an equivalent to seppuku, they often sought to uphold their honor through acts of bravery and loyalty. Literature and legacy. The literature of both traditions has left a lasting legacy. Japanese literature includes works like The Tale of the Heike, and the writings of Miyamoto Musashi, which explore samurai ideals. European literature, including the Arthurian legends and The Song of Roland, celebrates the chivalric code and its ideals. Both literatures continue to influence modern culture and media, reflecting the enduring fascination with these warrior codes. Japanese literature. The Tale of the Heike, chronicles the epic battles and tragic fall of the Heike clan, illustrating the principles of Bushido. The writings of Miyamoto Musashi, such as The Book of Five Rings, provide insights into samurai strategy, philosophy, and martial arts. These literary works offer a deep understanding of the samurai way of life and its enduring values. European literature. Arthurian legends, including tales of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, celebrate chivalric ideals of bravery, honor, and courtly love. The Song of Roland depicts the heroism and loyalty of the Frankish knight Roland, exemplifying chivalric virtues. These stories have inspired countless adaptations and continue to shape modern perceptions of knighthood and chivalry. Now we will talk about early history and rise of the samurai. 1. Origins and background. Pre-samurai warrior class. Ancient Japanese warriors. The early history of Japanese warriors includes figures such as the Bushi and Mononobe, who served as local defenders and military leaders. These early warriors were integral to early Japanese society, participating in skirmishes and larger conflicts that shaped the region. Influence from Korea and China. Chinese military treatises, such as Sun Tzu's The Art of War, and Korean combat techniques introduced new strategies and weaponry to Japan. This influence led to the development of sophisticated martial arts and military practices in Japan, including the use of the longbow and various sword techniques. Transition to a warrior class. The shift from a loosely organized military force to a distinct class of warriors involved the establishment of formalized combat training, code of conduct, and hierarchical structures. This period saw the gradual emergence of the samurai as a distinct and influential social class. Rise of the warrior class. Establishment of warrior families. Prominent families such as the Taira and Minamoto began to dominate the military landscape. Their rise was marked by strategic marriages, territorial expansion, and military prowess. The establishment of these families set the stage for the development of a hereditary warrior class. Feudal system development. The feudal system in Japan, characterized by a hierarchy of lords and vassals, provided the framework for the samurai's role in society. Samurai were granted land and power in exchange for military service, solidifying their status as a distinct and influential class. Roles and responsibilities. Military duties. Samurai were trained from a young age in various martial disciplines, including swordsmanship, archery, and horseback riding. Their primary duty was to serve their lords in battle, and their training reflected the need for versatility and skill in combat. Land ownership and management. Samurai were granted land as a reward for their service, which they managed and defended. This system created a mutual dependence between samurai and their peasant tenants, who worked the land and provided economic support. Code of conduct. Bushido. The samurai code of conduct, emphasized virtues such as loyalty, honor, and self-discipline. This code was not only a set of ethical guidelines but also a way of life that governed the samurai's behavior in both personal and public spheres. 2. Formation of the samurai. Early samurai formation. Origin of the term samurai. The term samurai originally referred to a servant or retainer. Over time, it became associated with the elite warrior class, reflecting their role as both servants to their lords and masters of martial skills. Development of samurai clans. The formation of powerful samurai clans, such as the Minamoto and Taira, involved strategic alliances, military conquests, and political maneuvering. These clans played a crucial role in shaping the political landscape of Japan. Feudal Japan. Power shift to samurai. The decline of imperial authority and the rise of regional warlords led to a shift in power to the samurai class. This transition was marked by the establishment of the shogunate system, where the shogun held de facto control over the country. Role in local governance. Samurai were responsible for maintaining order in their domains, collecting taxes, and administering justice. Their role in local governance was essential for the stability and functioning of feudal Japan. Roles and responsibilities. Military duties. Samurai were expected to be skilled warriors, adept in various forms of combat. Their military training was rigorous and included not only physical skills but also strategic thinking and leadership. Land ownership and management. The system of land ownership and management ensured that samurai had a vested interest in the prosperity and security of their domains. They were responsible for overseeing agricultural production and managing relations with peasants. Code of Conduct Bushido. Bushido was a comprehensive code that encompassed not only martial skills but also personal virtues. Samurai were expected to uphold principles such as loyalty to their lord, courage in battle, and integrity in all aspects of life. 2. Key historical periods. 1. Heian period 794–1185. Cultural and political landscape. Heian court culture. The Heian period is known for its flourishing court culture, including the development of Japanese literature, art, and aesthetics. This period saw the creation of classic works such as The Tale of Genji, which reflected the sophisticated culture of the time. Role of samurai. During the Heian period, the role of samurai was evolving from that of peripheral warriors to influential figures in the political landscape. Their increasing involvement in conflicts and governance marked the beginning of their prominence in Japanese society. Early samurai families. Taira and Minamoto clans. The rivalry between the Taira and Minamoto clans was a defining feature of the Heian period. Their conflicts, culminating in the Genpei War, were instrumental in shaping the course of Japanese history and the rise of the samurai. Impact on governance. The power struggles between these clans affected the political stability of the Heian period. The eventual victory of the Minamoto led to the establishment of the Kamakura shogunate, marking a significant shift in Japanese governance. Role in Heian society. Military and political influence. The increasing influence of samurai in Heian society was reflected in their growing involvement in military and political affairs. Their role in conflicts and governance was becoming more pronounced, setting the stage for the eventual establishment of the samurai as a dominant class. Participation in court politics. Samurai families began to play a role in court politics, using their military strength and political acumen to gain favor and influence within the imperial court. 2. Kamakura period 1185–1333. The rise of the Kamakura shogunate. Establishment of shogunate. Minamoto no Yoritomo's establishment of the Kamakura shogunate marked the beginning of a new era in Japanese history. The shogunate system centralized power in the hands of the shogun and established a military government that would influence Japan for centuries. Political structure. The Kamakura shogunate introduced a new political structure that emphasized the role of samurai in governance. This system included a hierarchical organization of military and administrative roles, with the shogun at the top. Samurai governance. Feudal system implementation. The Kamakura period solidified the feudal system, with samurai serving as local lords and administrators. This system created a network of vassals and retainers who were responsible for maintaining order and implementing the shogunate's policies. Military innovations. The period saw significant advancements in military technology and strategy, including the development of new weapons and tactics. The use of mounted archery and other innovations enhanced the samurai's effectiveness in battle. Military innovations. Warrior training and tactics. The Kamakura period was marked by the refinement of samurai combat techniques and strategies. Samurai training included advanced methods of horseback archery and swordsmanship, which were essential for their role as elite warriors. Impact of Mongol invasions. The Mongol invasions of Japan in the late 13th century tested the samurai's military capabilities. The successful defense against these invasions demonstrated the effectiveness of samurai strategies and led to significant developments in defensive warfare. 3. Muromachi period 1336–1573. Ashikaga shogunate. Establishment and influence. The Ashikaga shogunate, established by Ashikaga Tokaji, marked a new phase in samurai history. The period was characterized by political instability and frequent conflicts between samurai factions, which shaped the course of Japanese history. Role of samurai in governance. The Ashikaga shogunate continued the feudal system, with samurai playing key roles in regional governance and military campaigns. The period saw the rise of powerful samurai leaders and the establishment of new political alliances. Samurai and warfare. Changes in warfare. The introduction of firearms and new tactics, such as the use of arquebuses, revolutionized samurai warfare. The period saw significant changes in military strategies and organization, reflecting the evolving nature of conflict in Japan. Role in regional conflicts. Samurai were actively involved in regional conflicts and power struggles, contributing to the period's overall instability. The constant warfare and shifting alliances were key features of the Muromachi period. Cultural flourishing. Patronage of arts. Despite the political turmoil, the Muromachi period saw significant cultural developments. Samurai patronized the arts, including tea ceremonies, no theater, and ink painting, which had a lasting impact on Japanese culture. Influence on Japanese culture. The cultural achievements of this period contributed to the development of distinctive Japanese artistic and cultural traditions. The influence of samurai patronage on the arts reflected their role in shaping Japanese society. 4. Azuchi Momoyama period 1573–1603. Unification of Japan. Oda Nobunaga's efforts. Oda Nobunaga's military campaigns aimed to unify Japan under his rule. His innovative strategies, including the use of firearms and modern tactics, played a crucial role in his efforts to consolidate power. Toyotomi Hideyoshi's reforms. Toyotomi Hideyoshi continued Nobunaga's efforts, implementing reforms that centralized power and strengthened the samurai class. His policies included land redistribution and the establishment of a more structured military hierarchy. Tokugawa Ieyasu's shogunate. Tokugawa Ieyasu's victory at the Battle of Sekigahara marked the beginning of the Tokugawa shogunate. His rule established a long period of peace and stability in Japan, which had a significant impact on the samurai class. Samurai in the Warring States period. Role in conflicts. The samurai were actively involved in the intense battles and power struggles of the Sengoku era. Their military skills and strategic acumen were tested in numerous conflicts, shaping the course of Japanese history. Military reforms and innovations. The period saw significant military innovations, including advancements in firearms and battlefield tactics. The adoption of new technologies and strategies reflected the evolving nature of warfare. Military reforms. Organizational changes. The unification efforts led to the establishment of more structured and disciplined military organizations. Samurai were integrated into a centralized military hierarchy, which improved efficiency and effectiveness. Impact on samurai roles. The reforms affected the traditional roles of samurai, transitioning them from feudal warriors to administrators and bureaucrats. The focus shifted from warfare to governance and management. 5. Edo period 1603–1868. Tokugawa shogunate. Political stability. The Tokugawa shogunate brought a long period of peace and stability to Japan. The shogunate's policies, including strict social hierarchies and isolationist foreign policies, had a significant impact on the samurai class. Samurai as bureaucrats. With the absence of major conflicts, many samurai transitioned to bureaucratic roles and administrative duties. They became involved in local governance, taxation, and social management. Peace and stability. Role in society. The samurai's role in society shifted from military to administrative and ceremonial functions. Their responsibilities included maintaining social order, managing local affairs, and upholding traditional customs. Cultural and social changes. The peace and stability of the Edo period led to significant cultural and social developments, including the rise of new social classes and changes in the samurai's lifestyle. Cultural and social changes. Samurai lifestyle. The Edo period saw the development of a distinct samurai lifestyle, including unique customs, clothing, and rituals. Samurai culture was influenced by Confucian principles and social hierarchy, reflecting their role in maintaining order and stability. Decline of martial skills. With the focus shifting away from warfare, traditional martial skills and training became less emphasized. The decline of martial skills led to changes in samurai education and practices, with an increased focus on literary and administrative skills. 3. Decline and eventual abolition. 1. Social and political changes. End of feudalism. Meiji Restoration 1868. The Meiji Restoration marked the end of feudal Japan and the beginning of modernization efforts. The restoration involved significant political, social, and economic changes that affected the samurai class and their role in society. Abolition of feudal domains. The dissolution of feudal domains and the reorganization of Japan into prefectures eliminated the traditional structures of samurai power. This transition was part of a broader effort to modernize Japan and integrate it into the global economy. Meiji Restoration. Political reforms. The Meiji government implemented a series of reforms aimed at modernizing Japan's political and social systems. These reforms included the establishment of a centralized government, the creation of a conscript army, and the abolition of samurai privileges. Economic and social changes. The transition to a modern economy and society led to significant changes in the samurai class. Many samurai faced economic difficulties as their traditional sources of income were eliminated, leading to social upheaval and resistance. Abolition of samurai privileges. Dissolution of samurai status. The abolition of samurai status involved the removal of their privileges, including landownership, swords, and social status. This process was part of a broader effort to create a more egalitarian society and integrate samurai into the new social order. Economic impact. The removal of samurai privileges had a significant economic impact on many former samurai. They faced challenges in adapting to the new economic realities and often struggled to find new sources of income. 2. Cultural legacy. Samurai in modern Japan. Enduring influence. Despite the abolition of their formal status, samurai culture and values continue to influence modern Japanese society. The ideals of honor, discipline, and loyalty associated with the samurai remain significant in various aspects of Japanese culture. Preservation of traditions. Various organizations and individuals work to preserve and promote samurai traditions, including martial arts, historical reenactments, and cultural festivals. These efforts contribute to a broader understanding of Japanese history and culture. Historical reinterpretation. Media and popular culture. Samurai have been portrayed in literature, film, and other media, often romanticized as heroic figures. These portrayals have shaped the modern perception of samurai and their legacy, blending historical facts with romanticized elements. Historical accuracy versus romanticism. The portrayal of samurai in popular culture often reflects a mix of historical accuracy and romanticized elements. This blending of fact and fiction influences how samurai are remembered and understood in contemporary society. Preservation of samurai traditions. Cultural preservation efforts. Efforts to preserve samurai traditions include the maintenance of martial arts practices, historical reenactments, and cultural festivals. These efforts help to keep the legacy of the samurai alive and contribute to a deeper understanding of their role in Japanese history. Impact on contemporary practices. The preservation of samurai traditions has a lasting impact on contemporary Japanese culture. It bridges the gap between the past and present, providing insights into the historical development of Japanese society and culture. 3. Historical analysis. Comparative analysis. Samurai versus other warrior classes. Comparing the samurai with other historical warrior classes, such as knights in medieval Europe, reveals similarities and differences in their roles, training, and social status. This comparative analysis highlights the unique aspects of samurai culture and its place in global history. Global influence. The samurai's influence on global martial traditions and their role in shaping military history can be explored in a broader context. This analysis examines how samurai practices and principles have impacted other cultures and historical developments. Impact on Japanese history. Contribution to national identity. The samurai played a crucial role in shaping Japan's national identity and historical narrative. Their legacy continues to influence Japanese culture, values, and societal norms, contributing to the country's unique historical and cultural identity. Historical significance. Analyzing the impact of the samurai on Japanese history provides insight into the development of feudalism, warfare, and cultural practices in Japan. This analysis explores how the samurai's role in history has shaped the course of Japanese development and its historical trajectory. Now let's talk about samurai armor and weapons. 1. Description of traditional armor, Yoroi. Yoroi overview. The traditional samurai armor, known as Yoroi, represents a remarkable fusion of form and function, meticulously designed to address the unique demands of Japanese warfare. Samurai armor was not merely a protective suit, it was a testament to the wearer's status, skill, and adherence to the samurai code of conduct. The armor's primary function was to offer extensive protection against various forms of weaponry while allowing the samurai to maintain a high degree of mobility and effectiveness in battle. Components of Yoroi. Do cuirass. The do, or cuirass, is the central element of the samurai armor, designed to protect the torso from injuries. The do comprises overlapping metal or leather plates, often lacquered to enhance durability and appearance. The design of the do allows for both comprehensive protection and flexibility, crucial for maintaining agility during combat. Early examples of the do, such as the Yoroi great armor, were larger and offered extensive coverage for mounted combat, providing enhanced protection against arrows and sword strikes. Over time, the do evolved to become more segmented and articulated, allowing for better movement while maintaining robust defense. Soda shoulder guards. The soda are large, rectangular or square plates that protect the shoulders and upper arms. These pieces are attached to the cuirass using cords or metal fittings and are designed to shield the wearer from blows and projectiles. The size and shape of the soda varied over time, with earlier designs being more substantial and later designs becoming more streamlined. The evolution of the soda reflects changes in armor design and the need for improved mobility and comfort. Kabuto helmet. The kabuto is one of the most distinctive components of samurai armor, characterized by its intricate design and ornate decoration. The kabuto is made from metal plates that are shaped and joined to provide protection to the head. Key features of the kabuto include the maedate front ornament, which often displays the wearer's family crest or a symbolic motif, and the shikuro neck guard, which extends downward to protect the neck and shoulders. The kabuto was designed not only for protection but also to instill fear in opponents and display the wearer's status and identity. Coat armored sleeves. The coat or armored sleeves that cover the arms and shoulders, providing protection while allowing for flexibility. Made from metal or leather plates sewn onto a fabric base, the coat are designed to withstand strikes and impacts. They are typically attached to the cuirass with cords or straps, ensuring that they remain securely in place. The design of the coat evolved over time to offer better protection and mobility, reflecting advancements in armor technology and changes in combat tactics. Sunny 8 shin guards. The Sunny 8 are shin guards that protect the lower legs and shins. Made from metal or hardened leather, the Sunny 8 are designed to shield the legs from blows and projectiles. The design of the Sunny 8 includes metal plates or scales that are arranged in a way that allows for flexibility and ease of movement. The Sunny 8 are usually attached to the thighs with leather straps or cords, ensuring a secure fit and providing comprehensive protection for the lower legs. Haidate thigh guards. The haidate cover the upper thighs and are typically made from metal or leather plates arranged in a segmented fashion. This design provides protection while allowing for movement and flexibility. The haidate are often worn in conjunction with the Sunny 8 to offer complete lower body protection. The evolution of the Haydate reflects changes in armor design and the need for improved comfort and mobility. Materials and construction. Materials used. Samurai armor was crafted from a variety of materials, including iron, steel, leather, and lacquered fabric. The choice of materials depended on the period, availability of resources, and the specific requirements of the wearer. Early armor often featured iron or leather plates, while later designs incorporated more advanced materials and construction techniques. The use of lacquered fabric allowed for additional protection and durability, as well as enhanced aesthetic appeal. Construction techniques. The construction of yoroi involved a combination of metalworking, leather crafting, and lacquer application. Armorers used specialized tools and techniques to create armor that was both functional and visually appealing. Techniques such as kawazuri leather covering and urushi lacquer application were employed to enhance the durability and appearance of the armor. The intricate process of assembling and securing the various components of the armor required skill and precision, reflecting the craftsmanship and expertise of the armorers. Design and aesthetics. Aesthetic elements. Samurai armor was not only functional but also served as a symbol of status and identity. The armor often featured elaborate designs and decorations, including family crests, symbolic motifs, and intricate lacquer work. These aesthetic elements reflected the wearer's rank, affiliation, and personal style. The incorporation of decorative elements into the armor was a way for samurai to showcase their wealth and status, as well as to convey their allegiance and heritage. Functional considerations. The design of samurai armor balanced protection with mobility. The segmented construction allowed for flexibility and ease of movement, while the materials and construction techniques provided durability and defense. The armor was designed to offer maximum protection without compromising the wearer's ability to maneuver and engage in combat. The evolution of armor design reflects the changing nature of warfare and the need for armor that could adapt to new tactics and weaponry. 2. Evolution of samurai armor over time. Early developments. Heian period 794-1185. The Heian period marked the early development of samurai armor, characterized by its relatively simple design and emphasis on basic protection. Armor from this period typically consisted of metal and leather components arranged to cover essential areas of the body. The influence of Chinese and Korean designs is evident in the use of overlapping plates and leather strips. Early armor designs prioritized coverage and durability, providing essential protection while allowing for mobility in combat. The focus was on creating a functional suit of armor that could withstand the challenges of warfare during this period. Kamakura period 1185–1333. Introduction of new designs. The Kamakura period saw significant advancements in samurai armor design, with the introduction of the O-Yoroi great armor. This design featured larger, overlapping plates that provided enhanced protection for the torso and shoulders. The O-Yoroi was particularly suited for mounted combat, offering extensive coverage and improved defense against arrows and sword strikes. The armor's design was more complex, incorporating multiple layers and intricate fittings to secure the plates and enhance the wearer's protection. The introduction of the O-Yoroi reflected the evolving nature of warfare and the need for armor that could withstand more powerful weaponry. Increased emphasis on protection. The Kamakura period marked a shift toward greater protection in samurai armor. The use of larger and more robust plates reflected the need to withstand more powerful strikes and projectiles. The armor's design was adapted to address the changing nature of combat, with innovations aimed at improving defense and durability. The increased emphasis on protection was complemented by advancements in construction techniques, resulting in armor that was both effective and resilient. Muromachi period 1336–1573. Development of the Dumaru armor. The Muromachi period saw the development of the Dumaru body wrap armor, which was lighter and more flexible than earlier designs. The Dumaru featured a series of overlapping plates that allowed for greater mobility and adaptability in combat. This armor was well suited for both mounted and foot combat, providing a balance between protection and agility. The shift to lighter armor reflected changes in warfare tactics and the increasing need for versatility on the battlefield. The Dumaru became a popular choice among samurai for its practicality and effectiveness. Refinement of aesthetic elements. The Muromachi period also saw a refinement in the aesthetic elements of samurai armor. Armorers began to incorporate more elaborate decorations and designs, reflecting the growing influence of samurai culture and the desire for personalized and distinctive armor. The use of family crests, symbolic motifs, and intricate lacquer work became more prevalent, showcasing the wearer's status and identity. The refinement of aesthetic elements during this period highlighted the importance of individual expression and the cultural significance of samurai armor. Azuchi Momoyama period 1573–1603. Introduction of Western influence. The Azuchi Momoyama period marked a significant shift in armor design with the introduction of Western influences. The arrival of firearms and new combat techniques led to the adaptation of samurai armor to incorporate Western features such as reinforced plating and improved joint articulation. Hybrid designs emerged, blending traditional Japanese elements with Western innovations. The incorporation of Western armor and weaponry reflected the evolving nature of warfare and the need for armor that could withstand modern weaponry. The period saw a transition in armor design as samurai adapted to new forms of combat. Enhanced protective features. The increased use of firearms and artillery during the Azuchi Momoyama period necessitated improvements in armor protection. Armor designs were enhanced with reinforced plates and improved construction techniques to provide better defense against projectile weapons. The emphasis on enhanced protective features reflected the changing nature of warfare and the need for armor that could effectively counter new threats. The advancements in armor technology during this period demonstrated the samurai's adaptability and ingenuity in response to evolving combat conditions. Edo period 1603–1868. Shift to ceremonial armor. The Edo period marked a significant shift in the use of samurai armor from functional to ceremonial. With the decline of warfare and the rise of peace, armor became increasingly associated with formal events and parades. Ceremonial armor was often more elaborate and decorative, reflecting the wearer's status and prestige. The focus on aesthetics and symbolism became more pronounced, with armor designed to showcase the wearer's rank and heritage. The shift to ceremonial armor highlighted the changing role of the samurai in a time of peace and the continued importance of armor as a symbol of status and identity. Preservation of traditional designs. Despite the shift in function, traditional designs and craftsmanship were preserved during the Edo period. Armorers continued to create armor using traditional techniques and materials, ensuring that the legacy of samurai craftsmanship was maintained. The preservation of traditional designs contributed to the continued appreciation of samurai armor as a cultural and historical artifact. The Edo period saw a renewed interest in traditional armor, with efforts made to preserve and celebrate the legacy of samurai craftsmanship. 3. Key weapons. Katana. Description and features. The katana is arguably the most iconic of all samurai weapons, celebrated for its distinctive curved blade and exceptional craftsmanship. The blade typically ranges from 60 to 80 centimeters in length and features a single edge with a sharp, razor-like edge. The katana's design facilitates precise cutting and swift, powerful strikes. The weapon's hilt, or tsuka, is wrapped in silk or leather, providing a secure and comfortable grip. The guard, or tsuba, serves to protect the hand from incoming blows and enhance the overall balance of the sword. Crafting and techniques. Crafting a katana is a complex process that requires skill, precision, and a deep understanding of metallurgy. The blade is forged from high-quality steel using techniques such as folding and tempering to create a strong and resilient edge. The forging process involves repeatedly heating, folding, and hammering the steel to remove impurities and enhance its strength. Once the blade is forged, it is meticulously polished to achieve its sharpness and finish. Techniques such as katana togi, sword polishing, and tsukamaki, handle wrapping, are integral to the creation of a high-quality katana, ensuring both functionality and aesthetic appeal. Role in samurai culture. The katana embodies the samurai's honor, skill, and adherence to the Bushido code. It represents more than just a weapon, it symbolizes the samurai's commitment to their martial art and way of life. The katana is often passed down through generations as a treasured heirloom, reflecting the samurai's legacy and values. Its association with the Bushido code highlights its significance as a symbol of courage, loyalty, and discipline. The katana's role in samurai culture extends beyond its practical use, serving as a powerful symbol of the samurai's identity and honor. Wakizashi. Description and features. The wakizashi is a shorter companion sword to the katana, typically measuring between 30 to 60 centimeters in length. It features a straight or slightly curved blade and is often worn alongside the katana as part of the daisho pair of swords. The wakizashi serves as a backup weapon and is useful in situations where the katana may be impractical, such as in confined spaces or during indoor combat. Usage and purpose. The wakizashi served multiple purposes, including self-defense, indoor combat, and ritual suicide seppuku. Its shorter length made it an ideal weapon for close-quarters engagements and situations where quick drawing and striking were required. The wakizashi was also used as a tool for personal protection and was an essential part of the samurai's arsenal, complementing the katana in various combat scenarios. The wakizashi's versatility and practicality made it a valuable weapon for the samurai, providing additional options in combat and self-defense. Yari. Description and features. The yari is a traditional Japanese spear characterized by its long shaft and sharp blade. The yari typically ranges from 2 to 4 meters in length and is designed for thrusting and stabbing. The blade can vary in shape and size, with some featuring a single point and others having multiple prongs. The yari was used effectively in both infantry and cavalry combat, providing a versatile weapon for engaging enemies from a distance. Techniques and tactics. Samurai employed various techniques to wield the yari effectively, including thrusting, sweeping, and counter-attacking. The spear was used to engage enemies at range, keeping them at bay while delivering powerful thrusts. Techniques such as yari jutsu, spear techniques, and keijuchi, shadow thrusting, were practiced to develop skill and precision with the yari. The spear was also used in formation tactics, allowing warriors to work together to create a defensive line or launch coordinated attacks. The yari's versatility and effectiveness in various combat scenarios made it a key weapon in the samurai's arsenal. Naginata. Description and features. The naginata is a polearm with a curved blade attached to a long wooden shaft. The blade resembles a large sword and is designed for cutting and slashing, while the shaft provides leverage and reach. The naginata combines the cutting power of a sword with the range of a spear, making it a versatile weapon for both offense and defense. Historical usage. The naginata was used by samurai and warrior monks and was particularly effective in sweeping attacks and defense against cavalry. It was a popular weapon during the Kamakura and Muromachi periods, valued for its versatility and effectiveness in various combat situations. The naginata was also used in ceremonial contexts and as a training tool for developing martial skills. Techniques such as naginata jutsu, naginata techniques, and sokuto, foot techniques, were practiced to master the use of this weapon. The naginata's combination of cutting power and reach made it a valuable asset in the samurai's combat repertoire. Bow, yumi. Description and features. The yumi is a traditional Japanese longbow, known for its asymmetrical shape and powerful range. The yumi typically measures between 2 to 2.5 meters in length and is made from bamboo, wood, and leather. The asymmetrical design allows for a longer draw length and greater power, making it effective for long-range shooting. Archery techniques. Samurai practiced various archery techniques, including kyujutsu, the art of archery, which emphasized precision, timing, and control. Archers used techniques such as Daisen, 3 stages of shooting, and Yushiro, backward shooting, to improve their accuracy and effectiveness. The Yumi was used in both combat and ceremonial contexts, playing a significant role in traditional Japanese martial arts and warfare. The Yumi's design and the development of archery techniques reflect the importance of archery in samurai culture and the role of the bow as a versatile and effective weapon. Conclusion. The evolution of samurai armor and weapons illustrates the dynamic nature of Japanese warfare and the enduring legacy of the samurai tradition. From the early designs of the yoroi to the iconic katana and versatile yari, these elements of samurai culture highlight the sophistication and craftsmanship of this esteemed warrior class. The development of armor and weapons over time reflects changes in warfare tactics, technological advancements, and cultural shifts. The continued appreciation of samurai armor and weapons in modern Japanese culture underscores the lasting impact of their history and traditions. The intricate designs, advanced construction techniques, and symbolic significance of samurai armor and weapons serve as a testament to the enduring legacy of the samurai and their contributions to Japanese history and culture. Now let's talk about samurai training and education. 1. Early training and apprenticeship. Initial stages of training. The early training of a samurai began almost as soon as a child from a samurai family could walk. From a tender age, these young future warriors were introduced to the basic tenets of samurai life, which included not only martial skills but also the values and discipline that defined their role in society. This initial phase of training was not merely about physical development but also about laying the groundwork for the mental and moral attributes that would guide their lives. Children were exposed to basic martial training using wooden weapons, such as bakken wooden swords and yumi bows, which were scaled to their size. This early practice was crucial for developing hand-eye coordination, strength, and an understanding of combat principles. Additionally, they were taught the fundamental etiquette and behavior expected of a samurai, such as respect for elders, proper conduct in both public and private settings, and the importance of honor and duty. Educational activities during this phase also included lessons in the art of diplomacy and negotiation, essential skills for samurai who might be involved in diplomatic missions or negotiations between clans. Children learned the importance of maintaining composure and making strategic decisions, even in non-combat situations. This holistic approach ensured that samurai were not only capable fighters but also well-rounded individuals who could navigate the complexities of their roles. Formal apprenticeship. As boys reached their teenage years, they began formal apprenticeships under the guidance of seasoned samurai instructors. This period of training was far more rigorous and structured, aimed at honing their skills and preparing them for the responsibilities of a full-fledged samurai. Apprentices were often sent to training grounds or dojos, martial arts schools, where they received intensive instruction in various martial arts, including kenjutsu, swordsmanship, kyudo, archery, and jujutsu, grappling. During their apprenticeship, samurai in training were expected to practice tirelessly, often spending hours each day perfecting their techniques and studying strategy. They learned the intricacies of combat, from precise sword strikes to effective archery techniques and the art of unarmed combat. The training was designed to be both physically and mentally challenging, pushing apprentices to their limits and preparing them for the harsh realities of warfare. The apprenticeship also included training in tactics and strategy, where apprentices learned to plan and execute military maneuvers and understand battlefield dynamics. They were taught to think critically and make strategic decisions under pressure, skills that were essential for leading troops and engaging in combat effectively. This phase of training was pivotal in shaping their leadership abilities and strategic thinking. Integration with family traditions. Throughout their training, apprentices were deeply immersed in the traditions and values of their family's samurai lineage. Each samurai clan had its own distinct martial traditions, techniques, and philosophies, which were passed down through generations. This connection to family heritage was not only a source of pride but also a guiding principle in their development. Training often involved learning about the history of their clan, including its achievements, notable ancestors, and historical events that shaped its legacy. Samurai were educated about the clan's founding principles, strategies, and notable battles, providing them with a sense of continuity and responsibility. This historical education reinforced their commitment to upholding the clan's honor and contributing to its future success. The integration of family traditions into training also extended to ceremonial practices and rituals that were central to samurai culture. Apprentices participated in rituals and ceremonies that reinforced their connection to their ancestors and the values of their clan. These practices helped to instill a sense of reverence and respect for the samurai tradition and its principles. 2. Martial arts. Kenjutsu, the art of the sword. Historical development. Kenjutsu, the art of swordsmanship, has a rich and complex history that reflects its evolution from practical battlefield techniques to a highly refined martial art. Initially developed for use in combat, Kenjutsu techniques were designed to maximize the effectiveness of the katana, the samurai's primary weapon. Over time, Kenjutsu evolved to address new challenges and adapt to changes in warfare and samurai roles. During the Heian period 794–1185, Kenjutsu began to take shape as a distinct martial art, influenced by various schools and masters. Techniques were developed for both one-on-one duels and large-scale battles, incorporating strategies for different combat scenarios. The art of Kenjutsu continued to evolve during the Kamakura 1185–1333 and Muromachi 1336–1573 periods, with the development of new styles and techniques. The Azuchi Momoyama (1573–1603) and Edo (1603–1868) periods saw further refinement of Kenjutsu as it transitioned from battlefield combat to a focus on personal development and competitive practice. During this time, Kenjutsu schools established formal training methods and philosophies, emphasizing the art's role in cultivating both physical skill and mental discipline. Training methods. Kenjutsu training was comprehensive and multifaceted, involving various techniques and practices. Solo practice, known as kata, consisted of prearranged forms that simulated combat scenarios. These forms allowed practitioners to develop their techniques, timing, and understanding of martial principles. Kata practice was essential for mastering the fundamental movements and strategies of Kenjutsu. Partner drills, or kumite, were another critical component of Kenjutsu training. These drills involved sparring with an opponent to apply techniques in a dynamic and realistic setting. Partner practice helped samurai develop the ability to respond to different combat situations and adapt their techniques accordingly. In addition to technique training, Kenjutsu practice included exercises to improve physical conditioning, such as strength, agility, and endurance. Samurai were required to maintain peak physical fitness to perform effectively in combat. Training often involved rigorous physical workouts, including sword drills, endurance training, and flexibility exercises. Philosophical aspects. Kenjutsu training was deeply intertwined with the philosophical and ethical principles of the samurai code, Bushido. Practitioners were taught to cultivate a calm and focused mind, essential for making split-second decisions in combat. The philosophy of Kenjutsu emphasized values such as honor, courage, and discipline, which were central to the samurai code. The principles of Kenjutsu extended beyond the battlefield, influencing the samurai's approach to life and personal conduct. The art of swordsmanship was seen as a means of developing inner strength and harmony, aligning with the broader ideals of Bushido. Practitioners were encouraged to approach their training with a sense of reverence and commitment, recognizing that their skills were a reflection of their character and values. Kyudo, the way of the bow. Historical significance. Kyudo, the traditional Japanese art of archery, has a long and storied history that reflects its evolution from practical use in warfare and hunting to a highly refined martial art. The yumi, the traditional Japanese longbow, is characterized by its asymmetrical design and powerful range, making it distinct from Western bows. Kyudo became an integral part of samurai training during the Kamakura and Muromachi periods. Archery was essential for both battlefield tactics and ceremonial purposes. The practice of Kyudo evolved to emphasize precision, control, and spiritual awareness, reflecting the samurai's commitment to both martial skill and personal development. Training techniques. Kyudo training involved mastering the techniques of drawing, aiming, and releasing arrows with precision. The practice was divided into several stages, including Dai-san, 3 stages of shooting which focused on the physical and mental aspects of archery. Practitioners learned to synchronize their breath, movement, and concentration to achieve accurate and consistent shots. Training also included ritualistic elements, such as formal stances and ceremonies. These rituals were integral to the practice of Kyudo, emphasizing the importance of discipline, respect, and the spiritual aspects of archery. Kyudo practitioners sought to achieve a state of harmony and balance, both in their shooting and in their approach to life. In addition to technical training, Kyudo practice included philosophical and meditative aspects. Practitioners were encouraged to cultivate a sense of inner peace and self-awareness, aligning with the broader ideals of samurai culture. The spiritual dimension of Kyudo reflected the samurai's quest for personal growth and enlightenment. Philosophical and spiritual aspects. Kyudo is often described as a form of moving meditation, where the act of shooting an arrow is a means of achieving spiritual enlightenment. The practice of Kyudo encouraged samurai to develop a sense of unity and clarity through their archery, integrating their physical actions with their spiritual and philosophical understanding. The principles of Kyudo were closely aligned with Zen Buddhism and Shinto beliefs. Zen teachings emphasized meditation, mindfulness, and direct experience of enlightenment, while Shinto beliefs focused on reverence for kami, spirits, and harmony with nature. These spiritual influences shaped the practice of Kyudo, reflecting the samurai's commitment to both martial skill and personal development. Jujutsu, the art of the gentle way. Historical development. Jujutsu is a traditional Japanese martial art that focuses on close combat techniques, including joint locks, throws, and grappling. Developed as a system of self-defense for samurai who might find themselves disarmed or engaged in hand-to-hand combat, jujutsu techniques were designed to neutralize opponents through leverage and skill rather than brute force. The origins of jujutsu can be traced back to early samurai periods, where it was practiced alongside other martial arts. Over time, jujutsu evolved into various styles and schools, each with its own techniques and principles. The art became more refined and specialized, addressing different combat scenarios and personal preferences. During the Edo period 1603–1868, jujutsu gained recognition as a distinct martial art and was formalized into various schools and styles. The development of jujutsu techniques reflected the changing nature of combat and the need for effective self-defense methods in both armed and unarmed encounters. Training methods. Jujutsu training included practice in various techniques and forms, such as waza techniques and kata forms. Practitioners learned how to apply joint locks, throws, and grappling techniques in different scenarios, both with and without weapons. Training involved partner drills to develop practical skills and the ability to react effectively in combat situations. Physical conditioning and the development of balance and flexibility were also crucial components of jujutsu training. Practitioners worked on building strength and endurance, as well as improving their ability to execute techniques with precision and efficiency. The emphasis on practical application and adaptability made jujutsu a versatile and effective martial art for samurai. Philosophical and strategic aspects. Jujutsu emphasized the principle of using an opponent's force and momentum against them, reflecting the broader samurai philosophy of adaptability and efficiency. Practitioners were trained to remain calm and composed, even in challenging situations, and to make strategic decisions based on the dynamics of the encounter. The art of jujutsu was closely connected to the samurai code, emphasizing values such as skill, honor, and self-control. The principles of jujutsu extended beyond the battlefield, influencing the samurai's approach to life and personal conduct. The art encouraged practitioners to cultivate inner strength and resilience, aligning with the broader ideals of the samurai tradition. 3. Academic and spiritual education. Academic education. Confucian and classical studies. Samurai education included a strong emphasis on Confucianism, which provided a framework for moral and ethical behavior. Confucian teachings, such as those found in the Analects of Confucius, emphasized values such as loyalty, righteousness, and proper conduct. These principles were integral to the samurai code of Bushido and guided their actions both on and off the battlefield. Samurai studied classical Japanese literature and history to gain a broader understanding of their cultural heritage. Works such as The Tale of Genji, written by Murasaki Shikibu, and the Chronicles of Japan Nihon Shoki provided insights into the historical and cultural context of Japan. Samurai were encouraged to read and reflect on these texts to develop a sense of identity and connection to their cultural roots. Strategic and tactical knowledge. The study of military strategy and tactics was a critical component of samurai education. Classic military texts, such as Miyamoto Musashi's The Book of Five Rings and Sun Tzu's The Art of War, provided valuable insights into the principles of warfare and leadership. Samurai leaders and commanders were expected to be well versed in these principles to make informed decisions and effectively lead their troops. Training in strategy and tactics included practical exercises and simulations to apply theoretical knowledge in real-world scenarios. Samurai practiced military maneuvers, developed battlefield strategies, and engaged in mock battles to prepare for actual combat situations. This hands-on approach helped them develop the skills and experience needed for effective leadership and decision-making. Spiritual education. Zen Buddhism. Zen Buddhism played a significant role in the spiritual education of samurai. The practice of Zen emphasized meditation, mindfulness, and direct experience of enlightenment. Samurai adopted Zen practices to cultivate mental discipline, focus, and inner peace, which were essential for their performance in combat and adherence to the Bushido Code. Zen teachings influenced the samurai's approach to both combat and daily life. The principles of Zen encouraged samurai to develop a calm and centered mindset, allowing them to remain composed under pressure and make clear decisions. Zen practices also emphasized the importance of self-awareness and personal growth, aligning with the broader ideals of samurai culture. Shinto beliefs and rituals. Shinto, the indigenous religion of Japan, also played a role in the spiritual education of samurai. Shinto beliefs emphasized the reverence for kami, spirits, and the importance of maintaining harmony with nature and the divine. Samurai participated in Shinto rituals and ceremonies to seek blessings, protection, and guidance. The integration of Shinto beliefs into samurai education reinforced their connection to the spiritual and cultural heritage of Japan. Shinto practices helped samurai cultivate a sense of reverence and respect for the natural world and the divine forces that influenced their lives. Rituals and ceremonies were seen as ways to honor the kami and seek their favor in both personal and martial endeavors. Rituals and ceremonies. The practice of various rituals and ceremonies was an integral part of samurai education. These rituals included rites of passage, formal ceremonies, and daily practices that reinforced the samurai's commitment to their code of conduct and spiritual beliefs. Participation in these rituals helped samurai develop a sense of discipline, respect, and reverence for their role and responsibilities. Rituals and ceremonies also served as a means of connecting with the broader samurai community and reinforcing the values and traditions of the samurai code. Through these practices, samurai were able to cultivate a sense of unity and shared purpose, strengthening their commitment to their clan and their way of life. Conclusion. The training and education of samurai were comprehensive and multifaceted, encompassing a wide range of skills, knowledge, and values. From early training and apprenticeship to mastery in martial arts and the integration of academic and spiritual education, the samurai's preparation was designed to create individuals who embodied the ideals of Bushido. The emphasis on discipline, skill, and moral integrity ensured that samurai were not only formidable warriors but also respected leaders and guardians of their culture and heritage. The legacy of samurai training and education continues to influence modern martial arts and the cultural understanding of warrior ethos, reflecting the enduring impact of the samurai tradition. Through their rigorous training and education, samurai became symbols of honor, discipline, and excellence, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to inspire and resonate in contemporary society. Let's talk about some famous samurai figures. 1. Minamoto no Yoritomo, 1147–1199. Early life and rise to power. Minamoto no Yoritomo, born in 1147, emerged from a turbulent period in Japanese history. The Heian period was characterized by the dominance of the imperial court and a series of internal conflicts among the noble families. Yoritomo's family, the Minamoto clan, was deeply involved in these conflicts, particularly against the rival Taira clan. The Hagen Rebellion 1156 and the Heiji Rebellion 1160 were early conflicts that set the stage for Yoritomo's rise. At the age of 17, Yoritomo's fortunes changed dramatically when his father, Minamoto no Yoshitomo, was killed in the Heiji Rebellion. Yoritomo was exiled to the Izu province, a remote area far from the political center of Kyoto. Despite this, Yoritomo used his time in exile to cultivate alliances and gather supporters. His strategic mind and resilience during this period were crucial in preparing him for future leadership. Military campaigns and the Genpei War. The Genpei War 1180–1185 was a defining conflict in Yoritomo's career. The war was a struggle for control between the Minamoto and Taira clans, each seeking dominance over Japan. Yoritomo's strategic prowess came to the fore as he mobilized his forces and formed key alliances. In 1180, Yoritomo declared his cause against the Taira, and his brother, Minamoto no Yoshitsune, played a crucial role in leading the Minamoto forces. Yoshitsune's victories, including the Battle of Ichi no Tani and the Battle of Yashima, were instrumental in weakening the Taira. The culmination of the Genpei War came with the Battle of Dan no Ura in 1185, where the Taira were decisively defeated. This victory secured Yoritomo's position and allowed him to consolidate power. Establishment of the Kamakura Shogunate. In 1192, Yoritomo was officially granted the title of shogun by Emperor Go-Toba. This appointment marked the beginning of the Kamakura Shogunate, a military government that shifted power from the imperial court to the shogunate. The Kamakura Shogunate was a significant departure from the Heian period's court-centric governance, introducing a new system of feudal rule. Yoritomo's administration established a network of loyal vassals and implemented a system of governance that included the creation of the Bakufu military government. The shogunate was characterized by a hierarchical structure with the shogun at the top, followed by various levels of vassals and local lords. This system allowed Yoritomo to exert control over his territories and maintain order. Legacy and impact. Minamoto no Yoritomo's legacy is deeply intertwined with the establishment of Japan's feudal era. His creation of the Kamakura Shogunate laid the groundwork for future shogunates and significantly altered Japan's political and social structure. Yoritomo's focus on military governance and feudal relationships set a precedent for the organization of Japanese society. His impact is reflected in the continued influence of the samurai code and the structure of feudal Japan. Yoritomo's contributions to Japanese history are celebrated for their role in transitioning Japan from a period of imperial dominance to a feudal system characterized by military leadership and governance. 2. Oda Nobunaga, 1534–1582. Early life and military ambitions. Oda Nobunaga was born in 1534 into the Oda clan, a family with a modest but significant presence in the Awari province. From a young age, Nobunaga demonstrated an unconventional and rebellious spirit, challenging the norms of samurai society. His early military career began under the mentorship of his father, Oda Nobuhide, and he quickly gained a reputation for his strategic brilliance and innovative tactics. One of Nobunaga's early successes was the Battle of Okehazama in 1560. Despite being heavily outnumbered, Nobunaga's forces defeated the much larger army of the Imagawa clan. This victory established Nobunaga as a rising power in the Sengoku period, a time characterized by intense internal conflict and fragmentation. Unification efforts and reforms. Oda Nobunaga's primary objective was the unification of Japan, which was fragmented due to constant warfare among rival daimyo. His approach to achieving this goal included both military conquest and significant administrative reforms. Nobunaga's military strategies were innovative and included the effective use of firearms, which revolutionized Japanese warfare. Nobunaga's administrative reforms focused on centralizing power and reducing the influence of traditional samurai elites. He implemented policies that promoted economic development, improved infrastructure, and encouraged trade. Nobunaga's approach to governance included the establishment of a merit-based system, which allowed for greater efficiency and loyalty among his officials. Legacy and death. Oda Nobunaga's quest for unification was cut short in 1582 when he was betrayed by one of his own generals, Akechi Mitsuhide. The betrayal occurred during the incident at Honnoji, where Nobunaga was forced to commit seppuku ritual suicide. Despite his premature death, Nobunaga's impact on Japanese history was profound. Nobunaga's legacy is characterized by his role as a transformative figure in Japan's unification process. His military innovations, administrative reforms, and centralization of power laid the foundation for the subsequent efforts of his successors. Nobunaga's influence on Japanese history continues to be recognized and celebrated, and his contributions to the development of modern Japan are enduringly significant. 3. Toyotomi Hideyoshi, 1537–1598. Early life and rise. Toyotomi Hideyoshi, born Hashiba Hideyoshi in 1537, began his life as a peasant in the Owari province. His rise to power was marked by his service under Oda Nobunaga, where his exceptional abilities in combat and strategy became evident. Hideyoshi's rise was characterized by a series of successful campaigns and strategic alliances that established him as a key figure in Japan's unification. Hideyoshi's early achievements included a series of military victories that demonstrated his strategic brilliance. His rise was further facilitated by his ability to form alliances and consolidate power within his territories. Hideyoshi's ambition and skill in leadership were crucial in his eventual ascent to prominence. Unification and administration. Toyotomi Hideyoshi's unification of Japan was a significant achievement, given the fragmented nature of the country during the Sengoku period. His efforts to consolidate power included military campaigns, administrative reforms, and social policies. Hideyoshi's administrative policies focused on land surveys, tax reforms, and the implementation of a rigid social hierarchy that reinforced his rule. Hideyoshi's infrastructure projects, including the construction of castles and fortifications, were crucial in maintaining control over his territories. His economic policies promoted trade and development, further strengthening his rule. Hideyoshi's contributions to Japanese society included efforts to stabilize and centralize power, laying the groundwork for future stability. Legacy and impact. Toyotomi Hideyoshi's legacy is characterized by his role in the unification of Japan and his contributions to the country's political and social structure. His administrative reforms and consolidation of power had a lasting impact on Japan, shaping its political landscape and ensuring stability. Hideyoshi's influence extended beyond his death, as his policies and reforms continued to shape Japanese society. His legacy is recognized in Japanese history as a key figure in the transition from a period of fragmentation to a unified and centralized state. Hideyoshi's contributions to the development of modern Japan are enduringly significant. 4. Tokugawa Ieyasu (1543–1616). Early life and military career. Tokugawa Ieyasu was born in 1543 into the Matsudera clan, a samurai family in the Mikawa province. His early life was marked by a series of military and political struggles, reflecting the turbulent nature of the Sengoku period. Ieyasu's initial service under Oda Nobunaga and Toyotomi Hideyoshi demonstrated his strategic acumen and loyalty. Ieyasu's military career was marked by a series of key battles and campaigns that solidified his position as a leading figure in the unification of Japan. His strategic brilliance was evident in the decisive Battle of Sekigahara in 1600, where his forces achieved a major victory over rival factions. This victory was instrumental in establishing Ieyasu's dominance and securing his position as shogun. Establishment of the Tokugawa shogunate. In 1603, Tokugawa Ieyasu was appointed shogun by Emperor Go-Yozei, marking the beginning of the Tokugawa shogunate. The Tokugawa shogunate ushered in the Edo period, characterized by a period of relative peace and stability in Japan. Ieyasu's administration focused on consolidating power and maintaining political stability. Ieyasu's policies included the implementation of a system of alternate attendance, requiring daimyo to spend every other year in Edo, modern-day Tokyo. This policy was designed to prevent potential uprisings and ensure loyalty to the shogunate. The Tokugawa shogunate also established a rigid social hierarchy and promoted economic development, contributing to Japan's stability. Legacy and influence. Tokugawa Ieyasu's legacy is defined by his role in establishing the Tokugawa shogunate and bringing about a period of peace and stability in Japan. His policies and governance had a lasting impact on Japanese history, shaping the political and social landscape of the country. The Tokugawa shogunate's influence extended beyond Ieyasu's death, as his successors continued to govern Japan for over 250 years. The Edo period, which began under Ieyasu's rule, is remembered for its contributions to Japanese culture, economy, and society. Ieyasu's legacy is reflected in the enduring stability and development of Japan during this period. 5. Miyamoto Musashi (1584–1645). Early life and martial arts training. Miyamoto Musashi was born in 1584 in the Harima province, the son of a samurai family. From a young age, Musashi exhibited exceptional skill in martial arts, particularly in swordsmanship. His early training included rigorous practice in kenjutsu and jujutsu, which laid the foundation for his future success as a swordsman. Musashi's early experiences in combat, including duels and battles, provided him with valuable insights into the principles of warfare and strategy. His unique approach to martial arts emphasized adaptability, precision, and psychological insight. Musashi's training was marked by a dedication to mastering various techniques and developing a comprehensive understanding of combat. Major achievements and philosophies. Miyamoto Musashi is best known for his contributions to the art of swordsmanship and his development of the Naiten-ichi Ryu, two heavens is one school, style of swordsmanship. His famous book, The Book of Five Rings Go-Rin no Sho, written in 1645, is a seminal work on martial strategy and philosophy. In the Book of Five Rings, Musashi outlines his approach to combat, emphasizing the importance of adaptability, strategic thinking, and the integration of different techniques. His philosophy reflects his experiences as a warrior and his deep understanding of the principles of martial arts. Musashi's teachings extend beyond the battlefield, offering insights into strategy, leadership, and personal development. Musashi's accomplishments include numerous undefeated duels and battles, establishing him as one of Japan's most renowned swordsmen. His reputation for invincibility and strategic brilliance contributed to his lasting legacy in martial arts and philosophy. Legacy and influence. Miyamoto Musashi's legacy is characterized by his contributions to martial arts and his philosophical insights into combat and strategy. His writings and teachings continue to influence martial artists and strategists around the world. Masashi's life and work are celebrated for their emphasis on skill, discipline, and intellectual depth. Masashi's approach to swordsmanship and strategy remains relevant and respected, and his impact on martial arts and philosophy endures in contemporary practice and thought. His life story, marked by extraordinary skill and philosophical depth, continues to inspire and captivate those interested in the samurai tradition. Conclusion. The lives and achievements of these famous samurai figures reflect the rich and complex history of the samurai tradition. Minamoto no Yoritomo's establishment of the Kamakura shogunate laid the foundation for Japan's feudal era, while Oda Nobunaga's innovative strategies and administrative reforms contributed to the unification of Japan. Toyotomi Hideyoshi's consolidation of power and administrative reforms further shaped Japan's political landscape, and Tokugawa Ieyasu's establishment of the Tokugawa shogunate ushered in a period of peace and stability. Miyamoto Musashi's contributions to martial arts and philosophy provide a unique perspective on the samurai tradition, emphasizing the integration of skill, strategy, and personal development. Each of these figures left a lasting legacy that continues to influence and inspire, reflecting the transformative nature of samurai history. Their lives and achievements are integral to understanding the evolution of samurai culture and its impact on Japanese history. From the establishment of military governments to innovations in warfare and philosophy, these samurai figures played a crucial role in shaping Japan's historical trajectory. Their enduring influence is a testament to their contributions to the development of Japanese society and culture. Now let's talk about samurai in warfare. 1. Military tactics and strategies. Traditional samurai tactics. The samurai were renowned for their martial prowess, and their approach to warfare was deeply rooted in their cultural values and training. Their tactics were designed to maximize their effectiveness on the battlefield, emphasizing personal skill and honor. Bushi warfare and the samurai code. The samurai, as members of the Bushi class, adhered to a strict code known as Bushido, which emphasized honor, bravery, and loyalty. This code influenced their approach to combat, where personal skill and direct engagement were highly valued. The samurai's combat style focused on close-quarters battle, with a strong emphasis on individual prowess and the principles of chivalry. Cavalry charges. Early samurai warfare often involved cavalry units, which played a critical role in battles. Samurai cavalry, equipped with both long and short swords, could execute swift and powerful charges that disrupted enemy formations. These charges were designed to break through enemy lines and create openings for further attacks. The mobility of cavalry allowed samurai to exploit the terrain and strike with precision. Archery Kyudo. Samurai archers were skilled in the use of the yumi Japanese bow, which was a crucial weapon in both combat and ceremonial contexts. Archery tactics involved long-range engagements to weaken enemy forces before direct combat. Samurai archers practiced rigorous training to achieve accuracy and speed, and their skills in Kyudo were highly esteemed. Firearms Teppo. The introduction of firearms in the late 16th century brought a transformative change to samurai warfare. The Teppo matchlock gun became a significant weapon, altering traditional tactics. Samurai leaders, such as Oda Nobunaga, adopted firearms to complement their existing strategies, leading to new battle formations and tactics that incorporated ranged firepower. Innovative strategies and evolution. The Sengoku period 1467–1603 marked a period of intense military conflict and the evolution of samurai tactics. As Japan experienced widespread warfare and political fragmentation, samurai leaders developed innovative strategies to gain the upper hand. Combined arms warfare. The concept of combined arms, integrating infantry, cavalry, and artillery, became increasingly important. Samurai leaders recognized the advantages of coordinating different types of forces to achieve strategic objectives. For instance, the use of firearms in conjunction with traditional cavalry and infantry tactics allowed for more versatile and effective battlefield strategies. Gunpowder and artillery. the adoption of gunpowder and artillery introduced new dynamics to warfare. Samurai generals, such as Oda Nobunaga and Toyotomi Hideyoshi, employed cannons and arquebuses to disrupt enemy formations and fortify their own positions. This shift required adjustments in battle tactics, including the development of new defensive strategies and battlefield formations. Fortification and siege warfare. The construction of fortified castles became a key aspect of samurai warfare. These castles, such as those built by Tokugawa Ieyasu and Toyotomi Hideyoshi, were equipped with advanced defensive features, including moats, high walls, and strategically placed towers. Siege tactics evolved to include the use of artillery and innovative techniques to breach fortifications. Strategic principles. Effective samurai tactics were guided by strategic principles that emphasized adaptability, psychological insight, and leadership. Surprise and deception. Samurai strategists employed deception and surprise attacks to gain an advantage over their opponents. Feigned retreats, ambushes, and misleading maneuvers were used to confuse and disorient enemy forces. By creating opportunities through surprise and deception, samurai leaders could exploit weaknesses and achieve victory. Psychological warfare. Psychological tactics were a crucial element of samurai strategy. The reputation of a samurai leader and their army could significantly impact the morale of opponents. Intimidation, psychological manipulation, and the strategic use of propaganda were employed to undermine enemy confidence and gain psychological dominance on the battlefield. Leadership and morale. Effective leadership was essential for maintaining high morale among troops. Samurai leaders were expected to demonstrate personal bravery and strategic insight. By leading from the front and inspiring their men, samurai generals were able to maintain discipline and cohesion within their forces, contributing to their overall effectiveness. 2. Famous battles and wars. The Genpei War 1180–1185. The Genpei War was a defining conflict in Japanese history, marking the end of the Heian period and the rise of the Kamakura Shogunate. This war was characterized by fierce battles and shifting alliances. Battle of Uji 1180. The Battle of Uji was one of the first significant engagements of the Genpei War. The conflict began as the Minamoto clan, led by Minamoto no Yoritomo, sought to challenge the dominance of the Taira clan. The battle highlighted the strategic importance of river crossings and fortifications, setting the stage for further conflict. Battle of Ichi no Tani 1184. The Battle of Ichi no Tani was a crucial victory for the Minamoto clan. Minamoto no Yoshitsune, Yoritomo's brother, led a daring attack on the Taira stronghold. The victory at Ichi no Tani demonstrated Yoshitsune's tactical brilliance and further weakened the Taira's control. Battle of Dan no Ura 1185. The Battle of Dan no Ura was the decisive naval engagement that ended the Genpei War. The Minamoto forces, led by Yoritomo, defeated the Taira clan's naval fleet. The victory at Dan no Ura marked the end of the Taira's dominance and established the Minamoto clan's control over Japan. The Sengoku period 1467–1603. The Sengoku period was a time of intense warfare and political upheaval. Key battles and events during this era reflected the dynamic and evolving nature of samurai warfare. Battle of Okehazama 1560. The Battle of Okehazama was a dramatic clash between Oda Nobunaga and the Imagawa clan. Despite being significantly outnumbered, Nobunaga executed a surprise attack that led to a decisive victory. The battle showcased Nobunaga's strategic ingenuity and ability to exploit tactical opportunities. Battle of Anagawa 1570. The Battle of Anagawa was a significant conflict between the Oda Tokugawa alliance and the Asakura Asai coalition. The battle highlighted the effectiveness of combined arms tactics and solidified Nobunaga's dominance in central Japan. The victory demonstrated the integration of infantry, cavalry, and artillery in samurai warfare. Battle of Sekigahara 1600. The Battle of Sekigahara was a pivotal conflict in the unification of Japan. Tokugawa Ieyasu's forces defeated the rival faction led by Ishida Mitsunari. The victory at Sekigahara established Tokugawa Ieyasu as the preeminent power and led to the formation of the Tokugawa shogunate. The Shimabara Rebellion 1637–1638. The Shimabara Rebellion was a major uprising against the Tokugawa shogunate, driven by economic hardship and religious persecution. Causes and events. The rebellion was fueled by a combination of economic distress, heavy taxation, and religious repression. The rebels, including disaffected peasants and Christian samurai, sought to challenge the Tokugawa regime. The rebellion culminated in a protracted siege of Hara Castle, where the rebels made a final stand. Aftermath and impact. The suppression of the Shimabara rebellion had significant consequences for the Tokugawa shogunate. The rebellion highlighted the underlying tensions within Japanese society and led to stricter controls on Christianity. The Tokugawa regime reinforced its control and implemented measures to prevent future uprisings, ensuring the stability of its rule. 3. Role in the unification of Japan. Oda Nobunaga's unification efforts. Oda Nobunaga was a key figure in the unification of Japan, known for his military innovations and strategic acumen. Military innovations. Nobunaga's adoption of firearms and combined arms tactics revolutionized Japanese warfare. His success in battles such as Okehazama and Anagawa demonstrated his ability to integrate new technologies and adapt to changing conditions. Nobunaga's military innovations set the stage for the eventual unification of Japan. Administrative reforms. Nobunaga implemented reforms aimed at centralizing authority and promoting economic development. His policies included reducing the power of traditional samurai elites and streamlining governance. These reforms laid the groundwork for a more centralized and effective administration. Toyotomi Hideyoshi's consolidation. Toyotomi Hideyoshi continued the work of Nobunaga, focusing on consolidating power and implementing further reforms. Land surveys and tax reforms. Hideyoshi's land surveys were designed to assess the productivity of various regions and implement fair taxation. These reforms aimed to stabilize the economy and ensure loyalty among local lords. Hideyoshi's efforts to standardize taxation and land management contributed to a more cohesive and unified state. Social policies. Hideyoshi introduced policies to reinforce the social hierarchy and maintain control over his territories. His efforts included regulating social structures and promoting stability. Hideyoshi's policies helped to consolidate his power and prepare the way for the Tokugawa shogunate. Tokugawa Ieyasu's stabilization. Tokugawa Ieyasu's establishment of the Tokugawa shogunate marked the final phase of Japan's unification process. Edo period and governance. The Edo period, characterized by Tokugawa rule, was marked by a focus on internal stability and suppression of dissent. Tokugawa's policies, including alternate attendance and social hierarchy, contributed to long-term peace and stability in Japan. The Tokugawa Shogunate's governance structure ensured effective control and administration. Legacy of unification. The Tokugawa shogunate's unification efforts had a profound impact on Japan's political and social landscape. The stability of the Edo period allowed for economic development, cultural growth, and the establishment of a centralized state. Tokugawa's legacy is reflected in the enduring stability and development of Japan during this period. Conclusion. The samurai played a central role in shaping Japan's military history through their tactics, strategies, and contributions to warfare. Their influence was felt across various historical periods, from the Heian era to the Sengoku and Edo periods. The evolution of samurai tactics, including the integration of firearms, combined arms, and innovative strategies, demonstrated their adaptability and strategic prowess. Key battles and conflicts, such as the Genpei War, Sengoku battles, and the Shimabara Rebellion, illustrate the samurai's impact on Japan's military and political history. The unification of Japan, driven by influential leaders such as Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and Tokugawa Ieyasu, marked a transformative period in Japanese history. Their efforts to consolidate power, implement reforms, and establish stability contributed to the development of a unified and centralized state. The samurai's role in warfare was characterized by a combination of traditional skills, innovative tactics, and strategic principles. Their contributions to Japan's unification and the establishment of a stable, centralized state reflect their enduring influence on Japanese history and culture. Now let's talk about samurai castles and fortifications. 1. Design and architecture of samurai castles. Traditional Japanese castle design. Samurai castles, or shiro, were more than mere military structures. They were complex fortifications designed to serve both defensive and symbolic purposes. Their design reflects a sophisticated understanding of military strategy and architectural innovation. Castle keep tenshu, the central keep, or tenshu, was the most prominent feature of a samurai castle. This multi-storied structure was not only a defensive stronghold, but also the residence of the lord. The keep was typically constructed from wood and later from stone, featuring a distinctive, steeply pitched roof adorned with ornate tiles. The height of the tenshu provided an elevated vantage point for monitoring the surrounding landscape and defending against attacks. Inside, the keep housed the lord's family, administrative offices, and storage rooms, making it the focal point of both military and domestic life. Moat and walls. The moat was a crucial element of a castle's defense system, designed to thwart enemy advances and hinder siege efforts. Moats were usually filled with water, though in some cases, they were dry and filled with spikes or obstacles. The walls of a samurai castle, typically constructed from stone or earth, were designed to resist artillery fire and assault. These walls were often reinforced with wooden palisades, providing an additional layer of protection. The construction of the walls included features such as embrasures and crenellations, which allowed defenders to launch projectiles while remaining protected. Gatehouses, gatehouses, or yagura, were fortified structures that controlled access to the castle. Positioned at strategic points, these gatehouses were designed to withstand attacks and manage the flow of traffic. They often featured heavy wooden doors, defensive barriers, and complex locking mechanisms. The gatehouses were equipped with defensive features such as arrow slits, gun ports, and portcullises, which allowed defenders to repel attackers attempting to breach the gates. The design of the gatehouses also included traps and obstacles to hinder enemy progress. Inner and outer baileys, kuruwa. The layout of a samurai castle was organized into inner and outer baileys, or kuruwa. The outer bailey was a larger area encompassing residential, administrative, and auxiliary buildings. This area was surrounded by its own set of defensive walls and moats, serving as the first line of defense. The inner bailey, or hanmaru, was the most fortified part of the castle, containing the main keep and critical defensive structures. The design of the inner bailey included multiple layers of defense, such as walls, moats, and gatehouses, to provide a stronghold for the lord and their retainers. Defensive features. The defensive design of samurai castles included a range of features to enhance their resilience. Drawbridges were used to cross moats and could be raised or lowered to control access. Defensive turrets, or tenshukaku, were positioned at strategic points along the walls, providing elevated positions for defenders to launch counterattacks. The castle's layout often included hidden gates, secret passages, and complex pathways, allowing defenders to maneuver and engage attackers from advantageous positions. The use of deceptive design elements, such as false gates and narrow passageways, created opportunities for defenders to exploit weaknesses and launch surprise attacks. Architectural evolution. The design and architecture of samurai castles evolved significantly over time, reflecting advancements in military technology and changes in warfare tactics. Early castles. During the early Heian period 794–1185, samurai castles were relatively simple structures constructed from wood and earth. These early castles were often built on elevated terrain to provide a strategic advantage. The design of these castles was less elaborate compared to later periods, as they were primarily used for defensive purposes rather than showcasing grandeur. The early castles featured basic defensive elements such as wooden walls and moats but lacked the sophisticated features of later fortifications. Stone castles. The late 16th century saw the introduction of firearms and cannonry, which prompted significant changes in castle design. Stone became the primary material for construction, providing better protection against artillery fire and siege attacks. Castles were constructed with thick, robust stone walls, and the use of advanced construction techniques, such as bastions and angled walls, became more common. The design of stone castles incorporated features such as reinforced walls, defensive bastions, and complex gatehouses to enhance their defensive capabilities. Modern castles. By the Edo period 1603–1868, samurai castles had become more elaborate and sophisticated. The architectural style of the castles included ornate decorations, elaborate rooflines, and advanced defensive features. The use of large stone blocks and intricate masonry reflected the wealth and status of the samurai lords. The design of modern castles also included extensive moats, large defensive walls, and complex gatehouses to address the evolving threats posed by modern weaponry. The emphasis on aesthetics and grandeur became a key aspect of castle design, reflecting the cultural values and artistic preferences of the period. 2. Strategic importance. Defensive capabilities. Samurai castles were designed to maximize their defensive capabilities and ensure the security of their occupants. Geographical positioning. The location of a samurai castle was a critical factor in its defensive strength. Castles were often built on elevated terrain, such as hills or ridges, to provide a commanding view of the surrounding area. This elevated position allowed defenders to spot approaching enemies from a distance and provided a tactical advantage. Castles were also strategically located near natural features such as rivers, forests, or cliffs, which could be used to enhance the castle's defenses and provide additional protection. Layered defense. The design of samurai castles incorporated multiple layers of defense to protect against attacks. The outermost layer typically included a moat and outer walls, which served as the first line of defense. The moat acted as a barrier to slow down and weaken attackers, while the outer walls provided a physical obstacle to their advance. The inner bailey, or hanmaru, was the most heavily fortified area of the castle and contained the main keep and critical defensive structures. The use of multiple layers of defense created a formidable barrier for attackers and made it more difficult for them to breach the castle. Internal layout. The internal layout of a samurai castle was designed to facilitate effective defense and administration. The castle was organized into distinct areas, including the main keep, administrative buildings, and residential quarters. The design included features such as defensive walls, gates, and turrets, which allowed defenders to monitor and control access to different parts of the castle. The layout of the castle also included strategic placement of storage facilities, living quarters, and administrative offices to ensure the efficient functioning of the castle. Supply and logistics. The ability to sustain a prolonged defense was a key aspect of samurai castle design. Castles were equipped with storage facilities for food, water, and ammunition, allowing defenders to withstand extended sieges. The strategic location of the castle often included access to natural resources such as water sources and fertile land, which were essential for maintaining supplies during a siege. The castle's design also included provisions for managing and distributing supplies to support the defenders. This included storage rooms, wells, and granaries to ensure a steady supply of resources. Symbolic and political significance. Samurai castles were not only military fortifications but also symbols of power, authority, and cultural identity. Demonstration of power. The grandeur and sophistication of a samurai castle were a reflection of the lord's wealth, influence, and status. The design of the castle, with its elaborate architecture, ornate decorations, and advanced defensive features, conveyed a sense of prestige and authority. A well-constructed castle served as a visible symbol of the lord's power and their ability to control and protect their domain. The scale and complexity of the castle's design were intended to impress and intimidate both allies and adversaries. Administrative center. Castles served as administrative centers for the samurai lords, providing a base for governance, law enforcement, and economic management. The central location of the castle allowed the lord to oversee their territory and manage resources effectively. The castle housed administrative offices, courts, and meeting rooms where important decisions were made and local affairs were managed. The administrative functions of the castle included maintaining order, collecting taxes, and overseeing the implementation of policies and regulations. Cultural and ceremonial role. Samurai castles played a significant role in the cultural and ceremonial life of the samurai. They were the sites of important events, including ceremonies, feasts, and diplomatic meetings. The design and decoration of the castle often reflected the cultural values and artistic preferences of the samurai lord. Castles were also used for hosting guests, entertaining visitors, and showcasing the lord's status and achievements. The cultural significance of the castle was reflected in its architectural style, interior design, and the activities that took place within its walls. 3. Famous castles. Himeji Castle. Himeji Castle, often referred to as the White Heron Castle, is one of Japan's most iconic and well-preserved samurai castles. Its design and historical significance make it a prominent example of Japanese castle architecture. Historical significance. Himeji Castle, located in Hyogo Prefecture, was originally constructed in the early 14th century by the Akamatsu clan. The castle underwent extensive expansion and renovation during the 16th century under the guidance of Toyotomi Hideyoshi and Tokugawa Ieyasu. The castle's strategic location and architectural design made it a key military and political stronghold during the Sengoku and Edo periods. Architectural features. Himeji Castle is renowned for its elegant white plaster walls, which give it a distinctive appearance. The castle complex includes a series of interconnected towers, walls, and moats, creating a labyrinthine layout designed to confound and deter attackers. The castle's defensive features include angled walls, hidden gates, and narrow passageways, which enhance its ability to withstand sieges and assaults. The interior of the castle features well-preserved wooden structures, including living quarters, storage rooms, and administrative offices. Cultural and heritage value. Himeji Castle is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is considered a masterpiece of Japanese castle architecture. Its well-preserved state and historical significance make it a valuable cultural and historical asset. The castle's design and construction techniques provide insights into the military and architectural practices of the samurai era. The preservation of Himeji Castle contributes to the understanding of Japan's historical and cultural heritage. Osaka Castle. Osaka Castle, constructed by Toyotomi Hideyoshi in the late 16th century, was a key military and political center during the Sengoku and early Edo periods. Historical significance. Osaka Castle played a crucial role in the Siege of Osaka 1614–1615, a significant conflict during the early Edo period. The castle's fall marked the end of the Toyotomi clan's influence and solidified the Tokugawa shogunate's control over Japan. The castle's strategic location and military importance made it a central focus of the conflict. The siege and subsequent fall of Osaka Castle had far-reaching consequences for Japan's political landscape. Architectural design. The castle features a large central keep surrounded by concentric layers of walls and moats. The design includes defensive elements such as bastions, arrow slits, and gun ports, reflecting the evolving nature of warfare during the late 16th century. The castle's construction utilized both stone and timber, combining durability with aesthetic appeal. The design of Osaka Castle included advanced defensive features, such as thick stone walls and reinforced gates, to address the threats posed by modern weaponry. Renovations and restoration. Osaka Castle underwent several renovations and restorations over the centuries, including reconstructions following damage from battles and natural disasters. The castle's current structure includes modern materials and construction techniques, while retaining its historical and architectural integrity. The ongoing preservation efforts aim to maintain the castle's historical significance and ensure its continued relevance as a cultural and historical landmark. Edo Castle. Edo Castle, located in modern-day Tokyo, was the seat of the Tokugawa shogunate and the center of Japanese political power during the Edo period. Construction and layout. Edo Castle was originally constructed in the early 15th century by the Oda clan and later expanded and renovated by Tokugawa Ieyasu in the early 17th century. The castle complex featured extensive fortifications, including multiple layers of moats, walls, and gates. The central keep served as the administrative and residential center of the Tokugawa shogunate. The layout of the castle included a series of interconnected bailey areas, with the central keep located within the inner bailey. The design of the castle emphasized both defensive capabilities and administrative functionality. Strategic importance. The castle's location on the banks of the Sumida River provided strategic advantages for defense and administration. The extensive fortifications and the castle's commanding position allowed the Tokugawa shogunate to maintain control over the capital and exert influence over the entire country. The castle's layout was designed to facilitate efficient governance and secure communication within the shogunate. The strategic importance of Edo Castle was reflected in its role as the seat of political power and its impact on the administration of Japan. Cultural and administrative role. Edo Castle was the focal point of government and cultural life during the Edo period. The castle housed the shogunate's administrative offices, residences, and ceremonial spaces. It played a central role in shaping Japan's political and social landscape during the early modern period. The castle's cultural significance is reflected in its architectural design, ceremonial functions, and the role it played in Japanese history. The preservation of Edo Castle's historical and cultural heritage continues to be an important aspect of its legacy. Conclusion. Samurai castles and fortifications represent a fascinating and integral aspect of Japan's military and architectural history. Their design and construction reflect the strategic thinking, technological advancements, and cultural values of the samurai era. The evolution of castle design, from early wooden structures to elaborate stone fortifications, demonstrates the adaptability and ingenuity of the samurai in response to changing warfare tactics. The strategic importance of samurai castles was evident in their defensive capabilities, geographical positioning, and symbolic significance. Castles such as Himeji, Osaka, and Edo exemplify the grandeur and complexity of samurai fortifications, each contributing to the legacy of Japanese military architecture and the broader historical narrative. The study of samurai castles offers valuable insights into the martial culture of the samurai, their strategic practices, and their enduring impact on Japan's historical and cultural landscape. These fortifications not only served as military strongholds but also as symbols of power and authority, reflecting the rich history and heritage of Japan's samurai tradition. The preservation and study of these castles continue to provide a deeper understanding of Japan's past and the legacy of the samurai. Now let's talk about samurai and the shogunate. The relationship between the samurai and the shogunate is central to understanding the political and social dynamics of feudal Japan. The samurai were not merely warriors, they were integral to the governance and stability of the shogunate, shaping Japanese history in profound ways. 1. Relationship with the shogun. Origins and development. Early relations. The term shogun originated during the late Heian period as a military title granted to generals leading campaigns. Initially, the role was temporary and honorary, but over time, it became a permanent and central position of power. The samurai, as a warrior class, evolved from serving regional lords to becoming the backbone of the shogunate's military and administrative apparatus. Feudal loyalty. The relationship between the samurai and the shogun was founded on a system of loyalty and service. Samurai pledged allegiance to the shogun, who held supreme military and political authority. In return, they were granted land, stipends, and positions of power. This loyalty was not just a matter of personal commitment but was also codified in the Bushido Code, which emphasized honor, duty, and fidelity. Military service. The shogun relied on the samurai to maintain order and defend the realm. The samurai were responsible for upholding the shogunate's policies and enforcing its will. In times of conflict, the samurai provided crucial military support, participating in campaigns to expand and secure the shogunate's territory. The relationship was characterized by mutual dependency. The samurai provided military expertise and support, while the shogun offered stability and rewards. Political influence. Advisory role. Samurai were not just warriors but also played important roles as advisors and administrators within the shogunate. High-ranking samurai, particularly those in senior positions such as daimyo, feudal lords, and hatamoto, direct retainers, had significant influence in shaping policy and governance. Their advice and input were crucial in the formulation of military strategies, diplomatic relations, and internal administration. Administrative duties. Many samurai were appointed to administrative positions within the shogunate's bureaucracy. These roles included overseeing land management, tax collection, and law enforcement. The samurai's involvement in administration ensured that the shogunate's policies were implemented effectively across the country. Their skills in governance were essential in maintaining the shogunate's control and managing the complex feudal system. 2. Role in the feudal system. Social hierarchy. Class structure. The samurai were a distinct class within the Japanese feudal system, positioned above the commoners, peasants, artisans, and merchants, and below the shogun and the imperial family. The samurai class was defined by its warrior status, adherence to the Bushido Code, and responsibilities as landholders and administrators. The hierarchy was rigid, with the samurai occupying a privileged status in society. Land ownership. Samurai were typically granted land or stipends as compensation for their military service. This land ownership was central to their social and economic status. Samurai landholders were responsible for managing their estates, collecting taxes, and providing military support to the shogun. In return, they enjoyed the benefits of their land and the prestige associated with their role. Feudal obligations. The samurai's role in the feudal system included a range of obligations, such as providing military service, maintaining order, and upholding the Bushido Code. These obligations were enforced through a system of contracts and agreements between the samurai and their lords. The samurai's adherence to these obligations was crucial for the stability and functioning of the feudal system. Military and administrative functions. Local governance. In addition to their military roles, samurai were responsible for local governance within their domains. This included managing administrative functions such as law enforcement, land management, and tax collection. Samurai acted as intermediaries between the shogunate and the local populace, ensuring that the shogunate's policies were implemented at the local level. Law and order. Samurai were also tasked with maintaining law and order within their territories. They were responsible for enforcing laws, resolving disputes, and managing local security. Their role in law enforcement was crucial in maintaining the stability of the feudal system and ensuring that the shogunate's authority was respected. 3. Influence on Japanese politics and governance. Centralization of power. Formation of the shogunate. The establishment of the shogunate marked a shift in Japanese political power from the imperial court to the military government. The samurai played a key role in this transition, providing the military and administrative support necessary for the shogunate's consolidation of power. The shogunate's ability to centralize authority and control the country was dependent on the samurai's loyalty and effectiveness. Political stability. The samurai's role in maintaining political stability was essential to the shogunate's success. Their military prowess and administrative skills contributed to the shogunate's ability to manage internal conflicts, suppress rebellions, and maintain control over the feudal lords. The samurai's adherence to the Bushido code and their commitment to the shogun helped ensure the stability and cohesion of the shogunate. Cultural and ideological impact. Bushido Code. The Bushido Code, which emphasized virtues such as honor, loyalty, and courage, had a profound influence on Japanese culture and governance. The code shaped the behavior and values of the samurai and became a key element of their identity. The principles of Bushido influenced not only the samurai but also the broader society, contributing to the development of a distinct Japanese cultural and ethical framework. Legacy and tradition. The samurai's influence extended beyond the feudal period, leaving a lasting impact on Japanese politics, culture, and identity. The legacy of the samurai can be seen in various aspects of Japanese society, including its martial traditions, cultural practices, and historical narratives. The ideals and values associated with the samurai continue to be celebrated and remembered in modern Japan, reflecting their enduring significance in Japanese history. Conclusion. The relationship between the samurai and the shogunate was fundamental to the development and stability of Japan's feudal system. The samurai's role as loyal warriors, administrators, and advisors was crucial in supporting the shogunate's authority and ensuring the effective governance of the country. Their influence extended to all aspects of Japanese society, shaping political, social, and cultural dynamics. The samurai's contributions to the shogunate and the feudal system were pivotal in shaping Japan's historical trajectory. Their legacy continues to be a significant part of Japan's cultural and historical heritage, reflecting the enduring impact of their role in the governance and development of the nation. The study of the samurai's relationship with the shogunate provides valuable insights into the complexities of Japanese history and the evolution of its political and social structures. Now let's talk about samurai and religion. The samurai, Japan's warrior class, had a profound relationship with religion that influenced their lives, values, and actions. This connection extended through Shinto and Buddhism, with Zen Buddhism playing a particularly influential role. The spiritual practices and rituals of the samurai reflect their deep engagement with religious and philosophical traditions. 1. Connection with Shinto and Buddhism. Shinto. Shinto overview. Shinto, Japan's indigenous religion, centers on the worship of kami, or spirits associated with natural elements and ancestors. It emphasizes ritual purity, respect for nature, and the veneration of the divine. Shinto beliefs and practices have been integral to Japanese culture and identity for centuries. Samurai and Shinto. The samurai's connection with Shinto was both personal and institutional. Shinto rituals and ceremonies were performed to ensure divine favor and protection. Samurai often visited Shinto shrines for blessings, particularly before battles, seeking kami's assistance for victory and safety. The practice of dedicating offerings and engaging in purification rites were common among samurai, reflecting their devotion to Shinto beliefs. Symbolism and rituals. The samurai's armor and weapons were often adorned with Shinto symbols and talismans, believed to offer spiritual protection. Shinto rituals, such as the omamori protective charms and omikuji fortune-telling, were used to seek guidance and ensure success in their endeavors. The connection with Shinto reinforced the samurai's sense of duty and honor, aligning their actions with spiritual and cultural values. Buddhism. Buddhism overview. Buddhism, introduced to Japan from China and Korea, became a major religious and philosophical influence. Japanese Buddhism includes various schools, such as Pure Land, Tendai, and Shingon, each with its own teachings and practices. Buddhism emphasizes the pursuit of enlightenment, compassion, and the understanding of the nature of suffering. Samurai and Buddhism. The samurai adopted various aspects of Buddhism, integrating its teachings into their lives. Buddhism provided a framework for understanding life's impermanence and the nature of suffering, which resonated with the samurai's experiences in war and conflict. The practice of meditation and reflection on mortality were important aspects of their spiritual life. Religious and cultural integration. Buddhism influenced the samurai's worldview, shaping their ethical and moral perspectives. Temples and monasteries often served as places of refuge, education, and guidance. Buddhist teachings on karma and reincarnation were reflected in the samurai's sense of duty and responsibility, influencing their approach to life and combat. 2. Zen Buddhism and its influence. Zen Buddhism overview. Origins and principles. Zen Buddhism, a school of Mahayana Buddhism, emphasizes direct experience of enlightenment through meditation and mindful living. It values simplicity, spontaneity, and the practice of sitting meditation (zazen) as means to achieve a direct encounter with reality. Zen Buddhism and samurai. Zen Buddhism had a profound impact on the samurai, shaping their approach to martial discipline and personal conduct. The practice of Zen meditation helped samurai cultivate mental clarity, focus, and emotional control, which were essential for effective combat and decision-making. The principles of Zen, such as non-attachment and mindfulness, resonated with the samurai's code of conduct and ideals. Martial arts and Zen. Zen's influence is evident in the development of martial arts practiced by the samurai. The integration of Zen principles into martial training emphasized the importance of mental discipline, presence, and balance. Zen's teachings on mindfulness and awareness were applied to martial techniques, enhancing the samurai's skill and effectiveness in combat. Zen practices and rituals. Meditation. Zen meditation, or zazen, was a central practice for samurai seeking to cultivate inner peace and mental fortitude. Regular meditation sessions helped samurai develop concentration, clarity of mind, and emotional stability. The practice of meditation also facilitated a deeper understanding of their inner selves and their place in the world. Rituals and teachings. Zen temples and monasteries provided spiritual guidance and instruction to samurai. Rituals and ceremonies, such as tea ceremonies and calligraphy, were infused with Zen principles, promoting mindfulness and simplicity. The study of Zen teachings and participation in rituals offered samurai a framework for integrating spiritual values into their daily lives. The way of the warrior, the concept of Bushido, the samurai code of honor, was influenced by Zen Buddhism. The emphasis on honor, loyalty, and courage aligned with Zen principles of self-discipline and ethical conduct. Zen's teachings on embracing impermanence and accepting the inevitability of death resonated with the samurai's warrior ethos, reinforcing their commitment to their duties and values. 3. Spiritual practices and rituals. Rituals and ceremonies. Daily practices. The samurai's daily routine included various spiritual practices and rituals. These often involved offerings at Shinto shrines, participation in Buddhist ceremonies, and personal meditation. Daily rituals were performed to maintain spiritual purity, seek protection, and ensure alignment with divine and moral principles. Ceremonial duties. Samurai were involved in various ceremonial duties that reflected their religious and cultural values. These included participating in religious festivals, conducting rituals for ancestors, and engaging in formal ceremonies. The rituals and ceremonies served to reinforce the samurai's connection with spiritual and cultural traditions. Death and afterlife. The samurai's approach to death and the afterlife was influenced by both Shinto and Buddhist beliefs. Rituals related to death, such as funerals and memorial services, were conducted to honor the deceased and ensure a favorable transition to the afterlife. The samurai's understanding of death was shaped by Buddhist teachings on reincarnation and the impermanence of life, influencing their attitudes toward mortality and their conduct in life. Personal spirituality. Integration of beliefs. The samurai's personal spirituality was an integration of Shinto and Buddhist beliefs, reflecting a holistic approach to religion and life. The synthesis of these traditions provided a comprehensive framework for understanding the nature of existence, ethical conduct, and personal fulfillment. Influence on character. Spiritual practices and rituals played a significant role in shaping the samurai's character and values. The emphasis on discipline, honor, and mindfulness influenced their behavior and decision-making. The integration of spiritual teachings into their daily lives and martial training contributed to the development of their distinctive warrior ethos. Conclusion. The relationship between the samurai and religion was a complex and multifaceted aspect of their lives. The connection with Shinto and Buddhism, particularly Zen Buddhism, profoundly influenced their values, practices, and worldview. The integration of religious beliefs into their daily routines, martial training, and personal conduct reflects the deep spiritual engagement of the samurai and their commitment to aligning their actions with their ethical and spiritual principles. The influence of Shinto and Buddhism on the samurai underscores the significant role of religion in shaping Japanese culture and history. The spiritual practices and rituals of the samurai not only guided their conduct in life and combat but also contributed to their enduring legacy in Japanese history and culture. Understanding the samurai's relationship with religion provides valuable insights into their ethos, values, and the broader context of Japanese feudal society. Thank you so much for joining me in this journey of creating a samurai in anime style. I hope you enjoyed the process and learned some valuable techniques that you can apply to your own art. Drawing a samurai can be challenging, but with practice and dedication, you can create stunning and dynamic characters that truly stand out. Remember, the key to improvement is consistent practice and pushing your creative boundaries. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, as they are essential to your growth as an artist. Embrace each step of the process, from rough sketches to final details, and always strive to enhance your skills. I would love to see your samurai drawings. Please share your artwork in the project section. Not only will it give you an opportunity to showcase your talent, but it will also allow you to receive constructive feedback and connect with other artists in our community. Your unique perspective and creativity can inspire others, and we can all learn from each other. If you found this class helpful, please consider leaving a review. Your feedback helps me improve my classes and provide content that best suits your needs. Stay tuned for more tutorials and classes where we will dive into different styles and techniques. If you have any questions or suggestions for future classes, feel free to reach out. I'm always here to help you on your artistic journey. Keep practicing, stay inspired, and most importantly, have fun with your art. Thank you again for being part of this class, and I look forward to seeing your incredible creations. Until next time, keep drawing and let your imagination soar.